This is Elle from BabyGotSnapped.com, and this is not one of my Get It and Quit It videos. It's more of a how I did it video. I'm going to show you how I started with this and ended with this. So if you're ready, wait a minute, I just said it's not a Get It and Quit It video. Let's get started. Alright, so basically what we're going to do is add a water line right out front here so that we can see above and below the water. Some people like to do this purely with Photoshop, but as I always say, or as I'm saying right now, whatever, if you want your final image to look the realest it can look, use photos. So I found an underwater photo that I like, so I'm going to grab that and bring that over into this file. As you can see, this underwater photo is way too small for the file I put it in, and ideally you would never want to scale something up this much, especially if you intend to print it. But if you're just planning to display this final image online, it doesn't matter as much. I wanted to use this particular underwater photo because it's already the green color that I need it to be. Yes, of course I could change the hue, but I've already scaled this picture up by at least 50%. You want to try to change a photo as little as possible. The more you keep manipulating it, the worse it's going to look. Anyway, back to what we're doing. Right now I'm just removing the excess part of the photo that I'm not going to need. See how nice those greens match up? Next, I want to get rid of that curve in the surface line. I'm going to go to Edit, Transform, Warp. Then I'm going to move the anchor points, or whatever they're called. I'm going to move them until it straightens out my line. The surface line isn't as visible on the left as it is the right, so I'm going to fix that real quick. All I did was copy, paste, and erase. Next, I've got to fix this lighting problem. The light source is coming from behind the baby and alligator, so there shouldn't be that light reflection on the water in front of them. I'm going to take a little sample from a different photo of the same area and just put that sample over those light reflections. I'm selecting and deleting the part I don't need. Then I'm going to do a levels adjustment to give the underwater photo a little bit more contrast. Then I'm going to convert it to a smart object so I can put a blur on it, but then I'll be able to go back later and edit that blur. If you don't turn something into a smart object first and then you blur it too much, you're stuck with it. I mean, you can blur it more, but you can't blur it less. Try to work as non-destructively as possible. Alright, so now I'm going to put some fish under the water. Rather than take the time to try to cut these fish out individually or even try to take them out of the background using channels, I'm just going to throw this over into Canva and let Canva remove the background for me. I'm just going to speed on through this part since not everybody is going to use Canva or even needs to use Canva. But if you want to know the steps I'm taking, watch the rotoscoping video I made and it'll go through exactly how I use Canva to remove the background from photos. Once you've separated the fish from the background, go ahead and bring them into your file. If you want to make the fish look like they're actually underwater, they need to have some of that watercolor on them. So what I did was just change the blend mode. I cycled through all of them and the one that worked best for me was exclusion, but for your project, some other setting might work better. After I changed the blend mode, the fish kind of looked like they had a light shining on them, so I just turned down the opacity. Next, we're going to add us a little octopus. This one I had to cut out by hand because the octopus blended into the background too well and Canva wasn't able to do a good job of cutting it out. Basically did the same thing I did with the fish, just cycle through the blend modes until one looks the best. This is the finished product, but I'm going to show you one more quick tip before I go. If you already got what you need, you can go ahead and click off. I'm going to show you the original sky in the photo and then I'm going to show you how I replaced it. So I'm going to go to Edit, Sky Replacement, click on the little down arrow next to the sky. You can choose from one of the default skies in the program, or you can choose your own sky from your computer. You can adjust the position and even scale it up or down if you need to. That's it. That's how I added the split water effect to my artwork. This is Elle from babygotsnap.com. Go to the website if you want to see more of my work. And if you got time, like the video. If not, don't worry about it.